Welcome to Animania Chronicles, where we dive deep into the captivating worlds of anime, dissecting stories, unraveling characters, and sharing our passion for all things animated. Welcome to part 1 of our 6-part series, where we delve into the captivating world of anime. In this installment, we'll be exploring By the Grace of the Gods, a charming tale that whisks us away to a realm filled with magic, adventure, and endearing characters. Join us as we dissect each episode, uncovering its themes, character development, and everything in between. So grab your popcorn, sit back, and let's dive into the enchanting universe of By the Grace of the Gods. The story starts with 11-year-old reincarnated boy Ryoma Takebayashi. He lives alone in the forest, where he has tamed over 1,000 slimes. Ryoma feeds his slimes with different types of food, causing them to evolve into rare types with special abilities. Ryoma has developed a cleaner slime that washes his dishes, and his scavenger slime can eat his garbage. Ryoma lives peacefully with his slimes in the forest until he discovers a group of men with an injured friend. Ryoma wants to help them, but the knights accompanying the men are initially wary of him. Despite struggling to communicate properly due to his isolation, Ryoma manages to show the knights his medicine, earning their gratitude. He invites the group to his apartment, surprising them with his living situation. When Ryoma's slimes appear, the knights misunderstand and prepare to attack, but Ryoma clears up the confusion. The group apologizes, and Ryoma learns that one of the men is also a monster tamer. He leads them to his hidden apartment behind a spell, impressing the group with his home. As they converse, the group is surprised by Ryoma's resilience and his ability to make healing potions. They introduce themselves as the Knights of Jamil, revealing their purpose in the forest and their injured friend, Hughes. After Reinhardt, the head of a noble family, expresses concern for Ryoma's safety, they decide to return home to consult with their family about Ryoma's situation. When Hughes recovers, they bid Ryoma farewell and thank him for his assistance. Feeling guilty for not disclosing the truth about his past, Ryoma reflects on his previous life in Japan as an overworked office worker who died from overwork. He was reincarnated by the gods from another world, who provided him with a new body and memories, along with instructions to keep his reincarnation a secret, and he was sent to the other world. Thus, Ryoma was reborn in the world. Sealfall arrived in the other world. The gods left Ryoma with a book of knowledge about the world and some equipment. Ryoma then tested his powers. He'd also discovered slimes, and using his book of instructions, learned how to tame monsters by using magic. This was the reason why Ryoma lived alone in the forest. A few days later, Reinhardt's father and wife showed up. Ryoma also met his daughter, Ilyaria, and he was happy to meet them all. Then the Jamil family noticed that Ryoma had a lot of slimes, and they wondered if all the slimes would fit in his apartment. Ryoma then ordered his slimes to merge together. Elias was impressed by Ryoma, as she had never seen anyone own a big slime. After that, they said that their family are monster tamers, and Ilyaria wanted to tame her first slime. Unfortunately, they didn't find any in the forest. As a result, they asked Ryoma if he could show them. Ryoma showed them on a map where the slimes appear. Also, Ilyaria wanted Ryoma's advice about the slimes since she didn't know that much about slimes. The reason was Ryoma had unknown slimes that never existed before. So Ryoma introduced his 2 newly created slimes, namely the scavenger slime and his cleaner slimes. Everyone was surprised by the cleaner slime since his slime could remove very stubborn dirt immediately. Also, Ryoma showed the Jamil family that the slimes are harmless and they only eat dirt. Following this, Ilyaria wanted to catch a slime that evolves into a cleaner slime. She asked him about the conditions for evolving such a slime, but Ryoma was uncomfortable, and he told the men the conditions first. When Hughes explained to the women that she had to feed the slime with their dirty bathwater, all the women blushed, so everyone slapped Hughes, and he learned to be more sensitive the next time. Ilyaria was uncomfortable attracting the slimes with her sweat in the water, but she was determined to catch one on her own. Ryoma knew from his previous life that doing everything alone was difficult, and she wished Ilyaria good luck to catch a slime. She then set out with a bucket full of dirty water and managed to tame her first slime by the evening. In the evening, Ryoma was asked if he would like to travel with the Jamil family, so Ilyaria convinced Ryoma to travel with her family. When Reinhardt offered Ryoma to store his luggage in his servant Tsubasa item box, the Jamil family learned that Ryoma had his own item box. They were surprised that Ryoma could use advanced magic, and LS took a liking to Ryoma. Ryoma was happy with his decision, and he started packing up all his furniture and accumulated items. Then he said goodbye to the statues of the gods. The next day, Ryoma was ready for his journey, and the Jumel family picked Ryoma up. Then Sebas used a dimension spell, and 2 carriages with horses appeared of his portal. On the way to the next town of Jumel, the Jumel family learned that Ryoma had mastered all the elements of magic. Also, Ryoma told that he can still use alchemy. The Jumel family was impressed by Ryoma for possessing so many rare talents. As night fell, the carriage suddenly stopped, and Eliaria fell into Ryoma's arms. They were blushing. The Jumel family learned that there were problems due to an earthquake. Ryoma offered to help them, and he pulled out a raincoat that he made by his sticky slimes. Then Ryoma looked at the problem and created a barrier that protects them to get wet from the rain. Following this, Ryoma used earth spells, and he turned the earth into bricks. Ryoma used his slimes and was able to solve the problem. Everyone was impressed by Ryoma, and they thanked him because they were really happy that Ryoma accompanied them on their journey. In the morning, Ryoma arrived in the city of Jimel, and he visited a new town for the first time since he was reborn in the world of Seafall. Then, Ryoma went to church with the Jumel family. They wanted to find out Ryoma's stats and make him an ID card. Following this, Ryoma was taken to a room where he created his ID using a crystal stone. Ryoma was summoned to the gods, and they were happy to be able to talk to Ryoma again. Ryoma thought he had died again, but the gods explained to him that only his consciousness was summoned to them and his body is unharmed. Ryoma learned that he can always talk with the gods in the church. Then the gods praised Ryoma as they found it amazing that he had tamed all the new slimes and was able to create unknown slimes like the cleaner and scavenger slimes. In addition, Ryoma learned that an ancestor of the Jumel family also came from Earth. It was a young girl. Then she was also sent by the gods to Saintfall, who had invented monster taming. They married into the Jumel family and are therefore also under the protection of the gods like Ryoma. Additionally, Ryoma learned that Eliaria possesses powers similar to those of her Earth ancestors. Ryoma was happy for his friend that she is blessed with a lot of talent. After this, the gods said that there were several peoples from the Earth once they sent an otaku into the world who wished for strong magic. He was extremely strong, but he couldn't overcome his fears from his previous life as an otaku and lived a boring life. The gods were happy that Ryoma is different and he tries many new things. Ryoma was praised, and they thanked him for entertaining them so much. Before Ryoma was sent back, he learned that other gods are interested in him too. When Ryoma's consciousness was back in his own body, his status transfer was transmitted and he learned all of his status values. Later at the Jumel Manor, Ryoma was recommended to join a guild. Also, Ellis said to take care of himself that others don't take advantage of him. The reason was Ryoma had far too special powers that are unusual at his age. However, Eliaria wanted to know about Ryoma's magic capacity. Eliaria admired Ryoma for being so good with using magic. Unfortunately, Eliaria wasn't that skilled, and Ryoma suggested that they could practice magic together in their free time. Eliaria was happy about Ryoma's offer to practice together. The next day, Ryoma was on his way to the Tamer Guild with the family Jumel, so Eliaria signed up as a monster tamer. But Ryoma had a problem because the rank is determined by the monster's strength. Ryoma is a slime tamer, and he was unable to rank up into the guild due to the weak slimes. So Rainbach had the idea of Ryoma to join the Adventurers Guild because it suits Ryoma better. However, Ryoma had to show his fighting skills in order to be accepted into the Adventurers Guild. In his first test, Ryoma had to hit various targets with a bow and arrow. Ryoma had no problem with the practice, and he hit all the targets with ease. The guildmaster and Jumel family were impressed by Ryoma's high-level skills. After that, Ryoma should hit moving targets with his bow. That's all for today. Stay tuned for the next part. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the vast realms of Nam. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned for more thrilling reviews and discussions. Until next time, keep exploring the boundless wonders of anime with us.